preseason game number one?
Running and hitting. Get these guys out there, really get the full speed stuff. This is, we want these preseason games to give us the chance to make sure that we're at that mentality and technical side of what we need to do. We'll find out how, what we need to work on and all. But we got 3 full weeks to do this, and almost 200 plays to get it done. So that's what the preseason games are really important to us.
What's going on with Devin Witherspoon?
He had a little hammy thing again. That same leg, different spot, not the same area. It doesn't seem serious, but he's moving around and all that. But we have to just, we got to be careful here.
What happened to Joey Blunt the other day?
Joey had a bad fall. He was chasing a ball in the end zone and dove for it and landed funny on his knee and jammed his hip, and we were really worried about it. And he just found out yesterday that everything's fine. He's got a sore lower back just from the jolt, but no damage at all. So we'll see if we can get him back next week. So really, really pleased about that, because we kind of went down the rabbit hole that there might be some, a bunch of nasty stuff, but he made it through it. So fortunate.
You talked earlier in the week about having Mike Benedict left here. For a guy like Mike Morris in particular, you brought up that Mike Morris, Michael Benedict, kind of that comparison. What did that do for him getting some days?
Well, let me find that out, after those guys are out of here, and then I'll get to do a little bit of polling. However, what I do know is they demonstrated how passionate they are. And if you watched them on the Comp Wednesday practice, those 2 guys were going crazy, and they had a blast, and it was fun just to see that that energy again, and for me to see those guys get fired up. But it's got to mean something. And the practice field was lit up that day, and we had a great day's work, and it was because of the energy, and it was everybody on both sides of the ball were competing, but those guys added a little bit extra.
Damian Lewis missed a couple days?
Yeah, he was sick. His family, everybody in the family got sick, so he was back out today.
With Drew, how important is it to get him a lot of reps this preseason, given that he didn't play at all last year?
It's really important. Yeah, Drew's going to play a lot of football during the preseason. He took a couple days. He felt a little something, and we just gave him a break. He's back out here the last 2 days, so he's all right. He's ready to go.
How important is it to get
Excuse me, let me just say about that. Just in general, we're looking for a chance to make sure that we don't overload him. He came to camping the best shape I've seen him in 5-6 years. I can't remember a year really when he was in better condition, better speed early in camp, and so we didn't want to overdo it because we were so excited about it. So we made sure and looked for an op and to give him a break.
Rookies, Charbonnet and guys like that, is it important to get them out there some in some of these games?
Yeah, we need to see all the new guys for sure. We've got really competitive spots that we need information on. Everybody needs to play football, and so it's like I said, these games are hugely important. But for the guys we haven't had a chance to see before, in our uniforms and playing for us, it's crucial. And they got to show something. They got to show that they're the build up and all of the prep to get us to this point. We've taken every step in a fashion that I think is in order. So this next step is now it's full running and hitting, and we got to see how it goes.
Do you have an expected time maybe to get Witherspoon back?
I don't have anything to give you on that one. I don't know that. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a long time though. But I don't know that.
How's Drake Young doing?
He's starting to improve now, and looks like he's taking a little turn.
And that was not a sports hernia like you thought it might be?
Has not been determined yet. It has not been determined. Hasn't been ruled out, but we're seeing how he comes back and if he can make it back.
What do you like about Sutherland in the slot against slot receivers?
Yeah, John's been a really fun guy in this camp now, and in the offseason too. He's very aggressive, very instinctive kid. In a lot of different situations, whether he's covering receivers or he's working a tight end or fitting on a run and all that, he's a fun player. I'm anxious to see how he does.
Has Lance Boykin shown up a little bit?
He has. Yeah, he has. He's been making some plays. He gets a lot of work over on the side he's on, and he's getting he's getting a chance to show some stuff. He's made some plays for us. He's been, he's also been beaten some too, but he has had his share of work so far, and it's good for him. He's showing us some stuff.
Is it good to see Trey Brown back to this kind of level? It seems
Man,
like
yeah.
he's totally back. The last few days that he's had after the injury he had.
He is. I go back to telling you guys before he got hurt, he was doing great. Well, he's doing it again. He's playing as tough as anybody we got out there, and his coverage is aggressive and on it and consistent. He's making plays. He's been good in all situations, in running game too. So he's having a great camp. No denying it.
The value in the return stuff you can see in the preseason games that you maybe can't do out here, just coverage, all that. So what are you hoping to get out of that?
Yeah, this is a chance. The young guys, you always look for them to splash in the special teams so they can, make a mark and give you something to go on until you can determine, you accumulate enough plays, under center. So the special teams play really, they give you a chance to show the nature of the kid and how much it means to them and how instinctive they are and how tough they are. And so we're going to feature our guys in those situations.
Why have you not done a joint practice? It seems to be the trend around the league right now.
Yeah, I think we can control practice better the way we do it. I mean, look how hard we went against each other the other day. But more than that, we cherish the preseason games. We use the preseason games, and I've done those practices before and all that, and we just feel like we can keep our focus, stay within our the stuff that we need to do, and we'll see how it goes.
How often do teams like Minnesota, who's coming all the way out here, ask for joint practice and you had to say no?
There's been a couple teams that ask over the years, and it hasn't been. I think they know we don't do it, so we don't get a lot of it. But if the days are right, the days can come out right sometimes, and I don't like traveling, go stay at somebody else's place for a week. It's crazy to me, but we're always open to it. We do talk about it. It's not like we're closed-minded about it. So we just haven't had the right setup.
Darrell Taylor and Ken Walker, where are they at?
Both are improving, and they're making their charge coming back. I'm really excited about Darrell. I know I talked to him specifically yesterday afternoon about he's really encouraged that he's coming back. He's feeling more normal, and we won't know about that until he starts using his shoulder and punching and all that kind of stuff. But he does feel way better. Kenny would tell you the same. Kenny ran full speed. He's running full speed straight ahead right now, and so that's a really good sign. The next thing is to get him cutting and swerving and all that, and that's coming up the next couple days. So next week will be an interesting week to see how much he can do. I'd like to get him back on the practice field where he's getting work. Yeah, they're in the running to do that. I think we'll see Winston for sure, and we'll see how they go. See if we got to see if we can make him punt first.
Winston in both or just punt?
He's up for both.
Estridge didn't practice yesterday.
He practiced today. He's back out. He had a little something that we were just making sure we knew what was going on, and so he felt good today.
Pete, I don't think
He's playing in the game, as far as
I don't
know.
think we've asked you about him much yet, but Anthony Bradford, how's his camp kind of been and getting going?
Yeah, you haven't asked me about him, and I really like what he's bringing. He's weighed in 342 this week, moving his feet. He's got real good coordination and body control. Moves really well. He had maybe probably the best hit of the day on the comp day. He's going to be, when he gets settled in and we feel like he understands what he's doing, he's going to be competing to play. That's how far he's come already. He's totally ready to compete to play in the game, and we just got to see if he can learn his stuff and hold on to it. He'll play a bunch in this game.
You haven't seen Vi Jones out there the last few days?
Yeah, he had an ankle sprain, and he got a legit one, so it's going to be a couple weeks probably before he gets back.
What happened with Joshua Onajoglu?
Ankle sprains and hamstrings. What's that?
Joshua Onajoglu, what happened with him?
He hurt his elbow. He had a tendon issue in his elbow in a couple of places, so it's a serious injury that we got to make a determination how we're going to go about it. It's one that you can have surgery or you cannot have surgery, and we're trying to figure that out, what's best for him.
Now that Radigan's been in defense for you, has he really grown in the knowledge and directing and all of that? Where's his progress?
Yeah, Johnny's working at it. He has had a lot of opportunities. He played with the two group the whole time. He's got a ton of reps. He looks faster and in better shape than he's ever been. This is the best we've seen him. The special teams guys are jacked up about him and love him. But he's had a lot of reps. He's going to play a lot in the game, and I'm anxious to see how he does and if he pulls it all together really well. He's going to run and hit guys. He's physical and gets after it. And then you asked me about BBK too, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, right. This is really an exciting opportunity for him and for us to see him come back and play. He's been a long road. He's looked really good. He's looked very comfortable. He's looked full speed. he'll be involved in teams, and he'll get play with the defense too. So it's just kind of inside personal deal for all of us to see him have made it back after it was such a long haul for him. So excited for his chances.
At what point did you guys realize you could?
Thanks for asking about him.
You're welcome. At what point did you guys realize you could throw Kobe in there at safety?
I really can't answer the question about what point. I don't have a good answer for that one. We want him to be. He's such a versatile athlete. He can do everything. We're trying to make him available for us to help us at safety. We know he can play corner. We know he can play nickel. He's playing dime. He's doing everything. So we're just trying to make him as well versed as possible in as many areas. And he seems to be handling it well. He'll play a lot in the game.
How important is that versatility in the back end for you? I think Quandre and Julian have both played corner before, in addition to safety. Jamal's got kind of the linebacker skills to kind of have a varied skill set for those guys in the back.
Yeah, it is a diverse group, and those guys won't make it to corner. Those two guys, unless it's an emergency. But they do have coverage skills like that, and so both of them have played the nickel spots, covered slots and all that kind of stuff. So we feel really fortunate that we have a lot of flexibility with what we're doing. And when you're trying to make the roster fit together, the more flexibility, the better. And so that's what we're trying to develop that. And you see us doing that with Kobe, and Spoon has been playing inside and playing outside and all that too. It just helps us. John Sutherland's all around too. We can play him in different spots. So that's all. We're just trying to figure it out when we get to the end of the camp, and see what the numbers look like.
Is there any progression?
Yes.
You go ahead, John.
No. He's already asked a couple. You're up.
Is there any progression with Jamal Adams, and how is he doing mentally?
Mentally, he's on fire. I mean, he gave a rousing pregame speech last week. He was fired up and really showed his heart to the fellas. He looks really good in the workouts. I mean, he and Jordan are both doing a ton of stuff. They're not held back at all. They're not restricted. They're doing full speed workouts, direction changes and all that kind of stuff, turning and running full speed, and they're long durations to try to really guarantee their conditioning before we put them out there. They're we just got to do the right thing and make sure that their confidence is there, and we have logged enough time in the football movement stuff so that we know when they get out there it's not going to be anything new to them. So we're really going overboard to try to pull that together.
You saw Cody with the big catch yesterday. It seems like receiver, kind of those last few roster spots are pretty competitive now. What have you seen out of that group battling for spots?
Yeah, it's a good group. It's a really good group. Cody has just been tremendous for us in terms of doing things right. He knows all the spots. He can do anything. He's been a factor on special teams as well. He's going to get some good reps there. He can catch it. He can run routes, and he knows the system, and he's a good blocker. He's all of that. So, excited to see how that all works out.
Does Jamal Adams need to play in a preseason game, or is he one of those guys?
Not necessarily.
So Jamal and Jordan are roughly on the same return timeline?
No.
One further along?
Yes. I'm not trying to be a wise guy. I'm just yes. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with those guys. It's really, we're going just kind of day to day, week to week, making sure that we're pushing them, but making sure that we're smart and that their confidence is in the right place. They're earning their way in that regard. By busting their ass every day, they're earning their way to feeling right. And I want them ready to go, and they're chomping at the bit to get out there. And with that kind of confidence. So it's working out fine so far.
You think Bobby will be excited to run through the tunnel tomorrow? Play a whole lot?
I think he will. I heard that last little part. He didn't play a little. Yeah, I know he's fired up about it. Bobby and I sat down last night and just talked about what's going on in the world and all, and he's been perfect. I mean, he's done everything. He's busted his butt. The first highlight I showed to the team today about yesterday's practice is Bobby and Quandre and Chenna and Diggsy chasing the football full speed all the way across the field. I mean, he's doing everything, and so I know he didn't participate in preseason last year much. He's not going to let anything get in his way, and so it's just all of the things that you think could be happening are happening in the right way. He's filling in. They're listening to him. He's in charge. He's studying. He's working. Effort's great. He's really setting the standard for us.
Anything else?
Oh, good.
See you.